Hi, my name is Nicole Chaska.
And I'm Jacob Gray.
And this is our Racers Road Hero bid. Today we're going to talk about first the added equipment that we thought would be useful for the workstation, and then we're going to talk about the work assembly design. Then we're going to discuss the two different time studies that we used for this project, and we'll show you an example of the MTM time study. And finally, we're going to give you a cost analysis and our bid price.
So when analyzing the workstation, we decided that a few changes needed to be implemented. First, we decided that the hard plastic chair needed to be replaced with an adjustable computer chair, which will increase back support and increase worker comfort throughout the 2 months that the bid will be taking place. Also, because the worker is having prolonged contact with the corner of the desk to assemble the parts, we decided to add a wrist rest. When the worker spills out each of the box's contents to start the assembly process, we decided to add a rubber mat to decrease the scatter of those pieces. So when the boxes come, they arrive in this angled crate, which is tilted at a 45-degree angle. And as the worker pulls one box out, the stack of boxes will slide down so as to reduce reach as the box empties. The worker then empties the box's contents onto the rubber mat and then assembles them in the 3 steps, which is the cab, the engine, and the body. And then once they're done with that, they'll put it into this 16-slotted crate, which will then go to shipping to be packaged.
Okay, so our first time study that we looked at was the MTM time study. And for this, we decided to break down building the car into 6 different steps. And those were unpackage them from the box, build the cab, build the body, build the engine, then do a final assembly of all 3 of those parts, and then a final package and back into the box. The motions that we looked at for this were reach for a part, grasp the part, move the part back, position the part onto the other part, apply pressure, and through that time you're going to be turning your hand and turning your arm, and also eye adjustment is going to happen because you're going to be looking around for the different parts to grasp them. The time that we calculated for this was 2,749.8 TMUs, which 27.78 TMUs is 1 second. So we used that conversion to determine our standard time of 1.68 minutes. This is an example of our MTM form, and as you can see, it's very detailed. It shows the left-hand descriptions and the right-hand descriptions, and it also shows the motion that each of those hands is doing. And then it determines the allotted time for each of those motions. And the number over there on the sides is the number of times that that motion is done. For the stopwatch time study, we took 30 observations. We determined that to be our number of trials needed. And we used 1 experienced worker, which was him, and 1 timer, which was me. And we timed them, got that raw data, and then we set rates that were determined by the amount of time it took him to build it. And we used those rates to determine the normal times, and then we took the average to find that average normal time. And then we determined the allowances needed, which was 20, which that percentage of the allowance percentage was 13. And we took our average normal time divided by 1 minus that percentage to determine our standard time of 1.95 minutes. We then used that standard time to determine our learning curve using linear regression analysis and Minitab, and we found our learning curve to be 96.47%.
So when we calculated our bid price, we found the amount of hours that we needed to have allotted to work. We calculated 40 days from 16 hours, which is the 640 hours. From our standard time, we found that we needed 62 workers to complete all of the assemblies needed in that allotted time. And then from our known costs, we calculated the total cost, which ended up being $3,640,300. And our profit is 25% of our total cost, and that's $910,075. And then to calculate our total bid price, we added the total cost and the profit, and the total bid price ended up being $4,550,375.
And that is the end. Thank you very much.